Hey everyone, I have got two strings of solar cells here that I want to put together into a bus, and then I want to take that bus and I want to output it with some hookup wire so I can get the power to go out of my solar cell or my solar panel. So let's talk about how we do that. So I have two strings here. These are all nice and soldered together. I've tested them. I know they work. With me I've also got a brush, my flux, and I'm going to use pliers in this one to bend some stuff as well. Now the trick with this is strength. We need all the connections to be strong enough so that if there's some flex or there's some place somewhere that these guys won't break as they attach to the bus wire, or as the tabbing wire attaches to the bus wire, it will not break. So the trick with this is when we solder, we're going to kind of fold one piece over the other. What's nice is both of these, this tabbing wire and this bus wire, they're both pre-soldered, and that helps. Now, I probably will use a bit more flux this time so everything works nicely. So let's start off. I'm going to get this end connected, then this end connected, and then I'm going to connect my hookup wire up on this side off screen here. So let's jump on in. To start, what I want to do with this is I want to bend my bus wire here. Now, it doesn't really matter which one you bend over the other, so long as you bend something over itself. So you get a nice strong connection there. So I'm going to grab my pliers, make a nice straight bend. And then I can grab my flux paste. I'm just going to get a little bit in there. And a little go a long way here as well. We just really want to have that flux in there, so it kind of closes that gaps and make sure there's no imperfections in that solder joint. Let's move this out of the way here. I'll lay this down over. Now I can crimp this down. Now here's the trick of what I do. I take my pliers and I really push this down because I really want to have a good connection there before I start, because the more things that are squeezed together to start with is the better it'll solder together. So I'll even crimp this down just a bit more. I'm using pretty firm pressure here, but I'm being careful not to like scrape anything or damage my solar cells. Good. Now that should be enough by itself without the extra solder here, but I'll apply some to my tip anyways, and all I'm going to do is over the top of this, I'm just going to press down on it, just like that, and they melt together. And this is why I use the heat-proof work surface here. Now, if I hold these and I grab the pliers and I give this a little tug, they should be nice and secure there. Now that's not going anywhere. Now for this next string here, let's go one side over the other. Now I want to be really careful here that I clip this where it needs to go. Good, we'll do it like this. I'm going to bend this up. I'm being very, very, very careful with these solar cells. Let's paint it with some flux. Good. Okay. Now I can leave the solar cells be for a little bit. Straighten it out here, and then I can bend this down and over. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to really get this all nice and lined up. I'm going to squeeze down, crimp these down, really make sure it's a nice tight bond. And now is my last chance to make any changes I want to make. So I'll make sure it's all nice and lined up here, everything's all nice and square, everything's all good together. I really don't want this gap there. What do they say though? Prior planning prevents poor performance. There we go. I'm going to tin my tip. I'm just going to flip it over and very easily just go just like that. And it's really that easy. These guys are stuck on now, and it took me, I just tapped with the soldering iron. Let's get my hookup wire on here as well. Same thing, I'm going to bend over like that. Hit it with some flux paste. Get really nice in that corner there. I might even get my wire a little bit here with some flux paste. You really can't have too much flux on these. I'm going to bend this down. I can use my fingernail to crimp it down in there. Use these pliers to crimp it down in there. I really, really want a good bond here. And it's hard when you're connecting something square with something round. Good. I'm going to tin my tip here. And just like that. I really want to check, so I'm going to grab this, I'm going to give it a yank, and we're good. So it's really that easy to connect strings together and to connect some hookup wire to this. Really that easy. So I'll go through later and I'll clip these off right here so everything's all nice and flush. But that's how you make nice, strong bonds connecting buses to your strings. So hope that helps you. I hope you find this a lot less intimidating, and I hope you find as much useful stuff for these solar products as I do. Thank you.